Good evening, and thanks very much for joining us.
Honestly, a lot of people were saying that it was going to be him, stuff like that. We threw a lot of kids threw jokes around like that, saying that he was going to be the one to scoot up the school. But it turns out, everyone predicted it. That's crazy.
Definitely living in interesting times. The left is going to go crazy about gun control. They can't wait to get rid of the Second Amendment. They can't wait to shred the Bill of Rights. They can't wait to start restricting the freedoms, because if we have a totalitarian society, well, hell, we have no freedom to do anything. There's no risk of anything. So that's the opposite of a freedom society. But you might be able to, if you have a totalitarian society, Kim Jong-un, how many school shootings do you hear happen in North Korea? Not many, right? Kim Jong-un is doing pretty good when it comes to snuffing out these school shootings.
We had a fire drill in the morning, and then we had another one about 20 minutes before the bell rang. And we never have two in one day, so that was like the first sign of like something was kind of off. And so we were walking to our fire drill spots, and I was halfway there, and I noticed a bunch of kids like running and screaming.
And then also the right is going to go and say it's just mental health. Let's just put them in a mental health facility over there, of which we will not fund. So they're just saying that just to deflect, because they don't give a shit. They don't care about go over there. Why don't you get me involved in the community? Why don't you give me a hug?
A bunch of kids like running, a bunch of kids like first sign of like something's like running. So that was like the
so weird when I hear about how people talk about, basically people are just trying to bully everybody else into their opinion. We don't listen to logic. We don't pay attention to one another. Where's the emotional intelligence? I mean, my God, just a bunch of psychopathic bullies just being shitty to everybody until everybody just says, okay, fine, you're right. That's not how you're supposed to talk to people. That's not how you're supposed to treat people. Monsters create monsters. Violence begets violence. The cycle is going to keep on repeating until there's a monkey wrench. Right now, the GOP control all three branches of government, so when the left wants to say, well, you don't like my opinion, tough shit. What does it matter what your opinion? I asked Robert Christian, what are you going to do about it? All right, I agree with you. What are we going to do now? Oh, I guess what, just going to put your thumb up your fucking ass? Now you got to go to the government and get them to change laws. But guess what? The Republicans control all three branches of government. What are you going to do?
Are you Nicholas Jacob Cruz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. You are charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder. I have something very important to tell you. You're charged with some very serious crimes.
It's going to go on and on about gun control. The right is going to go on and on about mental health. Neither one of them really give a goddamn about anybody. All they care about is their issues and their donors. So the Democrats, since there's no possibility of any laws changing, there's a lot of paranoia. I think this is actually mainstream media. When they want to kick up a frenzy, when they want to focus on an issue, man, they can become just laser pointed, just absolutely. We killed Russians on the same day, Valentine's Day. We killed 15 Russians. Hey, America, why are we killing Russians? Russia now has descended into a fucking Cold War where we got a proxy war with another major nuclear power. Congratulations, Democrats. Congratulations, Democrats. We got the Cold War 2.0 is now back in our faces. That happened the same day. But how come the media isn't focusing with laser precision on the Russians that were killed in Syria?
Our friends, Elena, who you've told our researchers they had to pick their way over dead bodies.
Yeah, one of my friends was in the class that it first started at, and in my group chat, she was texting us like that she witnessed two people die right in front of her, and at first I really couldn't believe it. At Douglas of all places, Douglas always felt safe. It never felt like it could happen at my school, and when she told me that, I feared for her and for me and for all the people I love in the school.
A little bit of a political steward myself. What they're doing is they're being the principled opposition. So they know that the Republicans will look like a bunch of douchebags, so they're using this as an opportunity to shame the Republicans that are in office. And, you know, I'm all about shaming, you know, the fucking assholes. So enjoy yourselves with that. But don't think that this is, what, pissing off your neighbor, being a dick to your neighbor is somehow going to change the world. That's not going to change the world. That's going to add to the fucking bullshit. That's not going to help anybody. Just because some politician is shitting on, you know, the Republicans, they're not saying it to their faces. They're saying it to you at the campaign rallies and the email blast because they're targeting you. They want you to donate money to their campaigns. So they're just using this in order to, you know, get mass emails and donations. And if you believe their cause, right, go ahead and jump on board. But don't pretend that, you know, being a dick to your neighbor is going to change a this too. Now, the Hillary Clinton people, right? Russia. We're fucking bombing Russians. We're killing Russians. And I heard we killed dozens, maybe 100 Russians in an attack just a week or two ago. So this isn't the first time. This is the second time we, you know, our allies, our ISIS, Al-Qaeda allies, you know, we're paying terrorists and we're arming terrorists over there. So we got the Kurds. I love the Kurds, but ISIS? And Al-Qaeda, well, they've broken off of Al-Qaeda. They don't, you know, they don't swear allegiance to Al-Qaeda anymore.
He was a former student of Douglas High School. He got expelled for disciplinary reasons. I don't know the specifics. We've already began to dissect his websites and the things that social media that he was on, and some of the things that come to mind are very, very disturbing.
That's the people that we're defending. There's an attack on them. We defended them, and they're our allies. So, you know. Anyways, that's the Russia people. The gun control was the only time that they were more liberal than anything else. Again, it's virtue signaling. They get to look like they're better than everybody else. Now, when Obama was pushing for gun control, that was very fucking brave. God, that was so. I'm glad he got out alive. Boarding a bill, you know, a wall at the Mexican border. Hillary Clinton was for that. She was against marijuana. We still need more research, Hillary said. Still need more research on marijuana. Let's go ahead and give Wall Street, let's deregulate, let's cut Glass-Steagall. Let's give all these Goldman Sachs speeches for $250,000. But we're not, you know, I'm not telling them secrets that I'm going to fuck over the American people on behalf of the big bankers. Goldman Sachs, 1%. She's a warmonger. This is a right-winger. This is not a progressive. Oh, she's going to pretend to be progressive on guns because Bernie lives in Vermont and there was a rule. They like their guns in Vermont.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Melissa McNeil on behalf of Mr. Cruz.
Okay, thank you.
So when it comes to being a deporter-in-chief, when it comes to killing innocent people with drone strikes, when it comes to kissing Wall Street, there's no progressive in sight with the Democrats. But when it comes to guns, oh, now you're just super progressive, super.
There's going to be a thorough investigation. We'll know what happened in this case. Hopefully we can take whatever happened here. We can't save the lives that we lost here, but we can do everything we can to make sure this doesn't happen again. I mean, you just can't imagine how a person can senselessly go shoot and kill another human being.
You know, give some lip service. I don't hate the gun control folks. I hate the ones that are just fucking dicks and assholes. You know, we could get into it, and I'll tell you my feelings on the thing, but essentially, it's just their demeanor, their attitude, and their bullet. They want to fucking be a dick to somebody until they just, you know what? You don't even know me, and you're going to tell me that, I'm the dumbest person in the world because I disagree with you on this one issue? You're destroying the Bill of Rights. So what other Bill of Rights? What other freedoms are you going to take away from me? And you're going to say, well, none of, yeah, right, bullshit. I don't know you. Why would I trust that you're already doing it, right? So I don't hate the gun control folks. In fact, I pride myself on being a progressive, so that's a issue that's more liberal than me. I respect it. 80% of gun deaths happen with a gun inside the home. If they do ban assault rifles, I don't have any assault rifles. I don't care. Ban them all. You know, do what you want. If they win, then, you know.
It was good in a way that you'd had that drill that morning, because I guess the procedure was fresh in your mind, but terrifying suddenly you're using it for real. Were you running in a panic? We've heard anecdotally people have hidden in cupboards. people have run, because you didn't know really where the gunman was going to be, did you? How did you manage to find your way?
Yeah.
This is the first time that I've seen so many people just ready to go at it, but it's no point. There's no reason. There's nothing that it can actually go into. There was Chuck Todd right after Trump had finished speaking said there was legislative implications. He didn't mention anything, so he doesn't want you to think about what he's about to do, but he did mention mental health. So in the debate between mental health and gun control, he's going to say, well, that guy's a crazy person, and then they're going to say, well, he's a crazy person, and he shouldn't have had a gun, and then they're going to, so it's like, come on, you guys, this is such an easy, he was a human being. What he did was rational, and America created him. He's American-made. He was born on this soil. He's a Floridian, and while what he did was evil and wicked, if you think about it, it's rational, and I'm going to explain that coming up.
He was a kicked the guy out of school. He was a little bit of a troubled kid, but everyone thought, you know, he always had jokes and stuff like that. It was a lot of like crazy stuff that he did, just not right for school. He got kicked out of school multiple times for this kind of stuff.